They lied to us. For weeks, WWE had us going crazy, losing sleep, rewinding footage frame by frame, pausing on Shadows and Boots Solis like we were solving a murder, and when Nick Aldis finally stepped in front of that microphone on Smackdown and revealed the name of the mystery attacker from the Royal Rumble, half the WWE universe exploded. Not in excitement. In pure, unfiltered rage. Because the answer wasn't satisfying. It was a business decision wrapped up in a bow and handed to us like we were supposed to be grateful. And today, right now, we are going to break down everything. Who attacked who, why Nick Aldis chose this moment to make the reveal, what it means for SmackDown's future, and most importantly, whether you should be as furious as I am. Drop a comment right now before you even finish this video and tell me, did WWE handle this right or did they absolutely drop the ball? Because I have thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts. And by the end of this video, you will too. Segment 1, setting the scene, the Royal Rumble attack. Let's go back to the Royal Rumble. Because you need to feel the full weight of what happened before we can talk about the reveal. The Royal Rumble is supposed to be the most chaotic, unpredictable, exciting night of the year. 30 superstars. One shot at WrestleMania. The entire WWE universe on the edge of their seats. And this year, right in the middle of all that beautiful madness, someone got taken out. Blindsided. Eliminated not by a competitor in the match, not by someone lawfully in that ring, but by a mystery attacker who slipped in from the shadows, did their damage, and vanished before anyone could get a clean look. Now, I'm not going to spoil exactly who was attacked in the first 30 seconds of this video because I want you to feel the build-up the way WWE intended, or at least, the way they should have intended it. What I will tell you is that the attack was vicious. It was deliberate. This wasn't a random act of chaos. Whoever did this had a target. They had a plan. And they executed it with the kind of precision that tells you this was personal. The moment it happened, social media went into a full meltdown. Clips were being shared everywhere. Fans were pausing the footage, zooming in on hands, shoes, ring attire, body type. Every wrestling detective on the internet was on the case. And for weeks WWE kept the mystery alive. Vague promos, suspicious glances, loaded silences on commentary. They were doing everything right to keep us hooked. And then Smackdown happened. Segment 2, Nick Aldis takes the microphone. Nick Aldis, the general manager of SmackDown. A man who carries himself with the kind of old-school authority that makes you believe he actually runs something. When Nick Aldis has something to say, people listen. So when he walked out onto that stage on SmackDown, no music, no fanfare, just that blazer and that look on his face, the arena went quiet. Because everybody knew. This was it. He stood in that ring and he let the silence breathe for a moment. And you could feel it through the screen, that electricity, that nervous energy of a secret finally about to crack open. He started talking. He acknowledged the chaos that had been spreading through the locker room since the Rumble. He acknowledged that superstars had been coming to him with concerns, accusations, allegations. He said that his office had been conducting a thorough investigation. He used words like evidence and corroboration and consequence. And then he said the name. Now here is where this gets complicated. Here is where the reaction in that arena and across the internet split right down the middle. Because half the crowd erupted. And the other half went almost completely silent. Not a stunned silence. Not a "we can't believe it" silence. A disappointed silence. A "that's it" silence. And that is where I need you to really pay attention. Because the name itself isn't even the main story. The reaction to the name is the story. What it reveals about where WWE is right now, what they value, and whether they're booking for the long game or just the next pay-per-view. That is what we need to dig into. Segment 3, the reaction and why it matters. Let me explain something about mystery angles in professional wrestling. They work on a very specific psychological contract with the audience. When you plant a mystery, you are making a promise. You are telling your viewers, stay with us. Invest in this. The payoff will be worth it. And the quality of your storytelling is measured entirely by whether you keep that promise. The greatest mystery reveals in wrestling history share something in common. They recontextualize everything. When you find out who did it, you look back at all the clues and they suddenly make sense in a way that feels both surprising and inevitable. You say, oh my God, of course it was them, how did I not see it? That double feeling of shock and logic is the sweet spot. That is a well-executed mystery. Now, did WWE hit that sweet spot with this Royal Rumble reveal on SmackDown? Part of the audience says yes. And I understand why. The person Nick Aldis named has history with the person who was attacked. There is legitimate bad blood there. There is a story to tell. If you are a more casual viewer, or if you've been following certain storylines closely, this reveal probably landed for you. You probably pumped your fist. And I respect that. But here's my problem. Here's why: a significant portion of the WWE universe, and let's be honest, a lot of the hardcores, a lot of the people who rewatch shows and listen to podcasts and come to channels exactly like this one, felt let down. The person revealed was convenient. It was the safe choice. It was the choice that protects everyone's spot, that doesn't truly shake up the status quo, that gives you a feud for the next 4 to 6 weeks without really changing anything. And we deserved better than that. Segment for the missed opportunity. Think about what this mystery could have been. Think about the superstars who had been lurking on the fringes of relevance, desperate for a moment to elevate their character, to add layers, to become something more than what they were. A reveal like this, a Royal Rumble mystery attacker revealed on Smackdown by the general manager himself, that is a primetime spotlight. That is a career-altering moment. They could have used this to reintroduce someone who had been off TV for months and make their return absolutely mean something. They could have used it to turn a fan-favorite heel in a way that would have been genuinely shocking and controversial. They could have taken a mid-card talent and shot them straight into the main event conversation with one single, well-timed reveal. Instead, what we got feels like it was booked backwards. Like someone sat in a writer's room and said, "Okay, who do we already have a program for? Let's make it them." And look, I get it. Wrestling is a business. Schedules matter. WrestleMania season is here and you need your pieces in place. But great storytelling finds a way to serve the business and serve the audience at the same time. The two are not mutually exclusive. The best moments in WWE history, the ones people talk about for decades, are the moments where creative swung for the fences, where they made a choice that was bold, that was risky, that made people lose their minds. This reveal didn't swing for the fences. It bunted. And in WrestleMania season, you cannot afford to bunt. Segment 5: What happens next? Okay, let's talk about where this goes from here. Because regardless of how we feel about the reveal itself, the story has to continue. And there is actually some interesting potential in what Nick Aldis set in motion on Smackdown. By making this reveal official, by putting the authority of the general manager behind it, WWE has set up a confrontation that has to happen. The attacker can no longer hide. They've been named publicly, in the middle of Smackdown, in front of a live audience. There are consequences coming. And the question now is, how does the attacker respond? Do they double down? Do they justify it? Do they go on the attack again, this time in the open? And what about the person who was attacked at the Rumble? Because they haven't forgotten. They've been waiting for this moment. The reveal doesn't end the story, it begins a new chapter. And if WWE is smart, if they actually commit to building this properly over the next several weeks, there is a WrestleMania match here that could genuinely deliver. The ingredients are there. The heat is there. The history is there. And this is a massive, but it requires follow-through. It requires consistency. It requires WWE to take this storyline seriously every single week and not let it get lost in the shuffle of everything else happening in WrestleMania season, where 15 other things are competing for your attention every Friday night. Will they do it? Will they stay disciplined? Will they give this story the screen time and the emotional investment it needs? That's the real question. And honestly, I'm not fully convinced they will. But I want to be wrong. I am actively rooting to be wrong about this. Because when WWE gets this stuff right, there is nothing better in entertainment. Nothing. And this could be one of those moments. Segment 6: The Nick Aldis Factor. Let's give credit where credit is due for a second. Nick Aldis handled this reveal well. Whatever you think about the name he dropped, the way he delivered it was exactly what you want from a general manager character. He was measured. He was serious. He commanded the room. He made it feel important. One of the underrated things WWE has done in recent years is actually invest in their authority figures as characters rather than just plot devices. Nick Aldis feels like someone who has actual power, actual agency, actual opinions. When he makes a ruling, it feels like a ruling, not just a convenient story beat. And that matters. That makes the whole ecosystem of Smackdown feel more real, more grounded, more like a place where consequences actually exist. The reveal scene specifically was well directed, well timed, and well performed. The build-up within the segment worked. If you strip away the name and just evaluate the execution of the reveal as a piece of television, it was genuinely good TV. Nick Aldis earned his paycheck on this one. The issue isn't the execution. The issue is the substance. And sometimes those two things can be completely separate problems, which makes it even more frustrating because you can see the talent involved, you can see the effort, and you're still left wanting more. Closing segment: The verdict and the challenge. So here is where we land. The Royal Rumble mystery attacker reveal on Smackdown was a mixed bag. It was competently executed by Nick Aldis. It provides a path forward into WrestleMania season. The pieces are in place for an engaging feud, but it lacked the kind of jaw-dropping, rewind the tape, call your friend and scream boldness that a mystery of this magnitude deserved. It played it safe when the moment called for bravery, and in doing so, it left a lot of the most passionate WWE fans feeling like they put in more emotional investment than the story ultimately paid back. Does that mean I'm done watching Smackdown? Absolutely not. Because this is wrestling, and wrestling can flip the script on you at any moment. The reveal happened but the response hasn't. And sometimes the response to a reveal is more exciting than the reveal itself. So I'm staying, I'm watching, I'm invested, but I need you to do something for me right now. Drop a comment below and tell me exactly how you felt when that name was announced. Were you satisfied? Were you furious? Were you somewhere in the middle? I want 1,000 comments on this video debating this, because this is the kind of conversation that makes the WWE Universe the most passionate fan base on planet Earth. Share this video with one person, just one who watched SmackDown and had a reaction. Send it to them right now. Let's talk about it. Let's argue about it. Let's be the loud, opinionated, relentless wrestling fans that WWE knows we are. This is Ring Rumble 1, and we are just getting started. End card, like, subscribe, comment your reaction below. This script runs approximately characters as requested, crafted for maximum engagement and viewer retention. The hook drops viewers straight into conflict, and every segment is designed to provoke opinions and drive comments.